Hi there, Assalamu alaikum. Today I will show you how to make a currency converter app using a sketchware. Here you see I have made an app, so let's see how it works. I am converting from GBP to USD and I am putting the value of GBP as 1, and you see I got the value of 1 GBP to USD and the value of USD equal to 1.39. Let's change it. I'm selecting INR for this, and 1 GBP equal to 95.45 Indian rupee. Let's change it again. I am selecting USD, and 1 USD equal to 73.52 Indian rupee. So you see this app works totally fine. Let's see how can we make this app using a sketchware. For this we need an API. In this tutorial, I will be using an API from ECB. ECB means European Central Bank. To use this API, we need to understand the structure of the URL and the response we get from the URL. So let's click symbol and base, and by clicking that we get an URL. I'm copying it and pasting it here. And let's see what response we get. Oh, it's an error. We have to delete this section up to GBP and then search it, and you see I get the response, and the response is a JSON file, and this JSON contains 3 key: base, rates and date. The base here, the value of the base is USD, and the value of the rates is another JSON. Let's change the URL. I'm changing GBP to INR, and we got the response. So 1 USD equal to 73.52 INR. Let's change it again. I'm changing USD to INR. The value of the symbol equal to USD. So here you see the response states 1 Indian rupee equal to 0.0136008663 USD. So here in this URL it has two key, base and symbol. The value of the base should be from which currency we are converting, and the value of the symbol should be to which currency we are converting. So this URL contains two key, base and symbol. And base, when base is USD and the value of the symbol is INR, that means we are converting from USD to INR. If I change it to GBP, this means we are converting from GBP to Indian rupee. If I change it to euro, this means we are converting from GBP to euro. Let's put GBP here and put INR here. This means we are converting from INR to GBP. So the value of the base should be the name of the currency from which we are converting to the value of the symbol. The symbol can be GBP, USD, INR, euro, etc. So let's see how to do this in sketchware. Here in this project I am using two spinner 1, spinner 2, a button 3, a linear layout containing a progress bar and a text view, and 2 edit text field, edit text form and edit text 3. And inside on create I am setting the items or value of the spinner 1 and spinner 2. Inside on create I am using a more block to set the value of spinner 1 and spinner 2. To set the value of spinner 1 and spinner 2, I am using a more block called currency. This is the more block I am using here to set the value of spinner 1 and spinner 2. Okay, let's see what I am doing or how I am setting the code inside this more block. I have created a string list convert form, and I have set the value of that list string manually. For the first position, I have set the value GBP with its flag, and for the second I have set the value USD and its flag, and third value Euro with its flag, and the rest are in the same manner. And at last I have set the value of spinner 1 to string list convert form. I am refreshing the data of the spinner, and again I have set the value of the spinner 2 to list string convert form and refreshing the spinner 2, and at last I am setting the selection of the spinner 2 to 1, cause whenever user is navigating from this page to the currency converter page, here you see the selection of the first spinner will be 0, cause I have not set the selection of this spinner, but I have set the selection of the spinner 2 to 1. This means this one is the first selection and this one is the second. And in case of list string or list map or any kind of map or list, first one is position 0 and second one is position 1, so the position starts from 0. So here I am selecting the position of spinner 2 to 1, and here in the edit text from on text change I am using some code. Here you see in the app, whenever user is putting any value in this field, it will load the data and show the response. Here I am putting the value of GBP to 1 and I am getting the response. You see here 1 to 3, and whatever I put here, it will load the data and show the response. So inside on text change, when user is entering value, that means on text change, when text is being changed or the text is changing, I am setting the value of edit text 3 to 0. This means this is the edit text 3. Whenever user is entering some value here in this edit text form, I am setting every time the value of edit text 3 to 0, and I am using a if else block. I am checking if the value of the edit text form is equal 0. This means if the edit text contains nothing, and this is inside on text change. Here you see, if I put here 1, it will show the load back. This is the loading, and if I delete all these digits here from the edit text field, it will hide the loading back. This is the loading back. So I am using this code to hide or show the load back layout. So whenever user is entering some data in that edit text field, and if it is 0, I will hide the load back, and if it is not 0, I will set visibility of that load back to visible. Okay, and again here, if the edit text form is not 0, I am checking if from equal to 2. From equal to 2 means I am checking if the selection of spinner 1 and spinner 2 is equal 0. When I put GBP as the selection of first spinner and again GBP as the selection of first spinner, it will toast a message, you put same currency. So when user selects same currency here, it will toast a message USD, this is the same. So I'm checking to ensure that if 2 is equal to from, if it is 2 and equal is same, I'll post a message, you put same currency. If from and 2 is not same, then I will set visibility of the load back layout to visible, and after that I am setting the value of a string variable URL. I have added a request network component and added on response and on error response event. So inside the event on text change, I am getting the value of from, I am getting some value from spinner 1 and spinner 2, and how I am mapping the URL here. URL, this is a string variable URL, and I am setting the value of the URL to the first part of that API, and then I am setting the value of the base here. You see base equal, I am setting the value of the base to from, and again I am setting the value of the symbol to the value of the string variable 2, and at last I am requesting network response using method get, and I am setting the value of the URL as the URL of the network component to the value of the string variable URL. So let's see what is from and what is to here. The variable from and variable to. Inside the on spinner item selected, whenever user selected any item, selects any item, I am setting the value of the, I am setting the text of the edit text 3 to 0 or null, and here I am using a more block remove flag. Remove flag means, here you see in the app I am using the, for all the items of list string or the items of the spinner, the name of the currency with their flag. So by this more block I am removing the flag from the items of string list, and I am getting only the text, or I am getting only the cursor of the items of that spinner. That means whenever user selects any item from this spinner like INR, I will remove the flag from this, and I will get only the INR from that position of that spinner, and I will set the value of string from as the value of from without flag, and inside a more block I am setting the value of the string variable from without flag, and here inside on spinner 2 I am using same block, and when user selects an item from spinner 2, this is the spinner 2, when user selects an item from spinner 2, I am setting, when user selects an item from spinner 2, I am setting the value of the edit text 3 to 0, and I am using a more block here remove flag 2, and I am setting the value of string variable 2 to the variable 2 without flag. Here you see, here is a very simple difference. Inside the spinner 1 I am setting the variable string variable from, okay, that means this is the spinner 1, and when user selects an item from this spinner, I am getting the value at that position of that spinner, and I am setting that value as the value of the string from, and inside spinner 1 I am using remove flag, and inside spinner 2 I am using remove flag 2. Okay, let's see that again. Inside spinner 2 I am using remove flag 2, and I am setting the value of string variable 2, but in the first spinner I am setting the value of spinner of the string variable from, and here the value of the string variable 2 is the value of 2 without flag, but inside spinner 1 I am setting the value of from as the value of from without flag. Let's see how I am removing the flag from the spinner item. I have created a map to remove the flag from the spinner item or from the string list. This is the remove flag. I am using this remove flag more block inside first spinner. That means spinner 1. Spinner 1 means from which currency we are converting to some currency, like from GBP we are converting to INR. So whenever user selects an item from spinner 1, I am setting the value of string variable from to GBP if he selects GBP there. So I am checking if spinner selection equals 0, I am setting the value of string variable from without flag to GBP. Why I am selecting the position of spinner? Because the spinner 1 contains a string list, and all the string list or map list starts from position 0. So this GBP is the starting point of this spinner, so the position of GBP is 0, and in the same manner the position of USD is 1, the position of euro is 2, and the rest is in the same manner. So inside the more block remove flag, I am checking if user selects an item from position 1. If he selects item from position 1, I am setting the value of the string variable from without flag to GBP, because GBP is the first item in that string list. And if it is not 0, I am checking if it is 1. Okay, if it is 1, I am setting the value of the string variable from without flag to USD, because the second item here is USD, and in case of string list or map list, the second item is positioned as 1 and the first item is positioned as 0. So the rest of this follows the same manner, and if the selection is not 1 and if it is 2, I am selecting or I am setting the value of the string variable from without flag to EUR, that means euro. If it is not 2, if it is 3, I am setting it to JPY. So here in this more block, I am really following the sequence of the items here in this spinner or in this string list. Okay, so the sequence here in this string list should be followed here in this more block. Okay, so I am checking which item is positioned is which position of this spinner, and by following this sequence I am setting the value of the string variable from without flag just by removing the flag from the selection of the spinner, and I am setting just the text of that position as the value of the string variable from without flag. And here in the spinner 1 I have 33 items, so if I put all the 33 items inside one block, your app will crash sometimes. So I am splitting all the 33 checkpoint or if else block into 2 more block. I am checking 16 position here in more block 1 remove flag, and inside remove flag 2 I am checking the next points of that spinner selection, and you see all the codes are same, and here you see in the last point I am I'm checking if the spinner selection equal to 32. That means the last item of that string list. Here you see the 32 is ZAR with its flag. So I am removing the flag and I am setting the value of the string variable from without flag, only the ZAR. Okay, and I am using this string variable from without flag inside the selection of spinner 1. So whenever user selects an item from spinner 1, I am setting the value of retext 3 to 0, and I am using the more block called remove flag to remove the flag from the items of spinner 1, and I am setting the value of string variable from to the value of string variable from without flag. And I have already shown you what is the value of from without flag here. This is the string variable from without flag, and I am setting the value of the string manually by removing the flag. Okay, let's see what I am using inside spinner 2. Inside spinner 2 I am using same code, but the more block is different. Here I am using remove flag 2, and I am using string variable 2, and I am setting the value of the string variable to without flag. Let's see what I am doing inside remove flag 2. This is the remove flag 2, and I am putting same code here inside remove flag 2, just same code, but I am using a different string variable. Here in the first more block I am using from without flag, but in this more block I am using to without flag, and I am setting the value of this string variable just as before. Okay, as I am checking the if user selection item from position 1, I am setting the value of the string variable to without flag to GBP. If it is 1, I am setting it to USD, as I have shown you here in this string list. First one is GBP, second one is USD, third one is Euro, and fourth one is JPY. I am using same code here and I'm following same method here. I'm splitting all these 33 or 32 if else block into two more block, and at the last point I am using this remove flag 2. This is the more block remove flag 2, and I named it remove flag 2 and number 2. So let's see what I'm using inside remove flag 2 to 2. I'm using same code here, so just the difference is I am using a different string variable. For the first I have used or I'm using from without flag, but here in this block I am using to without flag. The rest of the codes are same. Okay, so whenever user selects an item from spinner 1, I am setting a value of string variable from, and when user selects an item from spinner 2, I am setting value of string variable 2. Okay, now let's see what I am using inside on text change event. I am setting the value of the edit text 3 to 0. I am checking if edit text from is equal 0. If it is 0, I am setting the visibility of load back to gone. If it is not 0, I am checking if from equal to. As I have shown you before, this is from and this is to. If I select same currency or same item for the both spinner, then I will post a message, you put same currency. So if from is equal to, we will not get any value. If the value of from and the value of to is not equal, then I am using this code. I am setting the visibility of load back to visible, and I am customizing the URL here, or I'm changing the URL here. Okay, let's see how I am changing the URL. Go to the browser again. I'm copying it and showing it. You see, this is the main URL here. So we have to change the value of the base here. Here in this URL, the value of the base is euro, EUR, and the value of the symbol is USD. Okay, if we directly use this URL inside the network component, all time it will give us a response using the base euro and the symbol is USD. So if we use this URL inside the network component and user selects different item from spinner, it will always give us the same result and the same value. Okay, so we have to change, or we have to customize the value of the base here and the value of the symbol here. And here you see in the URL, the first part of the URL is always fixed. Let me explain it. Here you see the first part of the URL is always fixed. The URL from the starting point up to the base equal, it is always be same. There will be no changing inside this section. So http://api.retsapi.io/api/latest ? Base equal, this section or this part will always be same. There will be no changing inside this section. So we are directly using this section. Using a join method. You are directly using this section. So always be careful, don't put any space here. Avoid any space, just this part. And I am using the value of from here after the base equal. Again, you see here in this URL, this part again, and symbol and equal, this will always be same. And like the first part here, from the starting point up to the base equal, this part will be always same. And in a same manner, starting from and symbols equal, this part will be always same. There will be no changing inside this. We have to only change the value of base here and the value of symbol here. So I'm directly using the second part here, and after the second part I'm using the value of 2 here. So we are done customizing the URL. So I think you understand why I am customizing or changing the URL, as if we directly use the URL here, it will always give us a response on the basis of the base euro and the symbol USD. So we have to change the value of base and change the value of symbol. So this is the method I am using to change the value of base and change the value of symbol. And at last I am setting the URL of the network component as the value of string variable URL. Let's see how we are getting the response, and we are showing it in the edit text field. So whenever we are getting the response, when you are done getting response, I am setting the visibility of load back to gone. What does it mean? This means whenever user setting any data here, the load back will be visible. Okay, the loadback will be visible, and after getting the response, when we are done getting the response and the response is successful, the loadback will be hidden. So the loadback will, I will set the visibility of the loadback to gone. So if we are done getting the response and the response is good, we are setting the visibility of the loadback to gone. And here I am getting the response from the network component response JSON to member. As I have said you before, the response we get from that URL is a JSON response. Okay, this is a JSON response, so we have to save the response from the network component to a JSON, then we are converting it to a member. Okay, and after getting the JSON response to member1, I'm checking if that member contains key rates. Here you see this JSON contains 3 key: base, the value euro, and another key rates, and another key date. So I'm checking if this full response if this full JSON contains any key rates. If it contains any rates, I'm getting the value of rates from member to JSON, and then I am converting that JSON to member currency map2. And if that first member, when we are getting the response from JSON to member, and we are checking if that member contains key rates. If it doesn't contain the key rate, we'll toast a message and error occurred. Actually, always that JSON contains a key rates. We are using this checking, or we are using this if else block to avoid crashing. So if sometimes error occurs, our app will not crash. So that's why we are using this if else block. If this member contains key rates, I am getting the key of member to currency map2. And now again I am checking if currency map2 contains key 2. So what does it mean? Contains key 2. So what is the value of 2 here? Whenever user selects an item from spinner 2, we are setting the value of 2 here. Okay, this is the string variable 2, and we are setting the value of string variable 2 as the value of 2 without flag. As I have shown you before, how we are setting the value of string variable 2 here using the more block remove flag 2 and remove flag 2. We are checking here inside the remove flag 2, we are checking if spinner selection 2 equals 0, then we are setting the value of the string variable 2 without flag to GBP. Okay, and whenever user selects an item from spinner 2, we are setting the value of the string variable 2 as the value of 2 without flag. Let's see in the app, whenever we are selecting an item from spinner 2, we are selecting the value of string variable 2. Okay, so if I select GBP here, the value of the string variable 2 will be GBP. And after that, I'm checking if currency map 2 contains key 2. So what is the value of 2 here? Here you see in the app, when you select an item from the spinner 2, if we select PLN, the value of the 2 will be PLN. If we select GBP, the value of the string variable 2 will be GBP. And we are checking if the member currency map 2 contains key 2. That means if the currency map 2 contains key GBP, USD, Euro, or whatever else. So here in the JSON response, you see the key rates contains a member and that map var contains a key USD. Okay, that contains a key USD, and by selecting an item from the spinner one, if we select INR, the value of the string value from will be INR, and if we select an item from string from spinner 2, the value of the string variable 2 will be sec. So here in the URL the base is euro, so we are converting from euro. So the variable here, so the variable of the, so value of the string variable from is euro, EUR, and the value of the string variable 2 here is USD. So we are checking the same here. If the map var currency map 2 contains key 2, 2 should be, and 2 should be whenever user selects an item from spinner 2. So here is the string variable. We are selecting the value of the string variable as the value of the string variable 2 without flag, and I have shown you how I am setting the value of string variable 2 without flag. Let's see it again. Here in this more block, I'm checking the position of the spinner 2, and if spinner selection is 0, I'm setting the value of the string variable 2 without flag to GBP, and inside the spinner 2 I'm setting the value of string variable 2 as the value of 2 without flag. So here in the network component, I'm checking if currency map 2 contains variable contains key 2. If it contains, I will do this section. If it doesn't contain, I will toast a message and error occurred. All times it will contains that key, but if some error occurred, our app will crash. So to avoid crashing, I'm using this if else block. So if it contains key 2, I'm using a string variable here, string variable body, and I am setting the value of the string variable body as the value of the key 2 of currency nav 2. So that means as by selecting item from spinner 2, if we select GBP, the value of the string variable will be GBP. Okay, and let's select USD here. If we select USD, the value of the string variable will be USD, and here in the map list we have the key USD. Okay, so here in the section I am setting the value of string variable body as the value of the key 2 from map var currency map. So here after selecting item from spinner 2 as USD, the value of variable 2 is USD. So we are getting the value of USD from currency map 2, and we are setting that value as the value of string variable body. And here in this section I'm checking if the value of the edit text from is not equal 0. That means when I am changing the value here, and if I clear all the digits, the value of the edit text from will be 0. If it is 0, we'll do nothing, but if it is not 0, then we'll set the value of a number variable result, and to set the value of the result we will multiply the value of edit text from and the value of the string variable body. Okay, that means if I put the value of INR here as 5, okay, so then the value of the edit text from is 5. So I am converting the value of edit text from to number, and then I am converting the value of the string variable body, as the body is a string, and so I am converting the value of body to number, and the value of the edit text from to number. After converting these two strings to number, I am multiplying them and setting the result as the value of number variable result. And here at last I am setting the value of the edit text 3 as the value of the result, and I am getting just the 5 digits after the floating point or the fractional point. So what does it mean? Let's go to the app again. I'm putting 1, and here see I got 5 digits after the floating point. Okay, I got 5 digits after this floating point. So I have set it here. I will set the text of text view edit text 3, and the value will be the value of result, and I'm getting only 5 digits after the floating point. Here is the all. So let us revise again. In this section I am using two edit text field, edit text from, edit text 3, two spinner, spinner 1, spinner 2, and a linear layout containing a progress bar and a text view. So I am setting the value of spinner 1 and spinner 2 inside on create event, and to set the value of spinner 1 and spinner 2 I am using a more block. This more block I am using here, and inside the more block currency I am using a list string convert from, and I am setting the value of list string convert from manually and with the currency name with its flag. And at last of that string list I am setting the data of spinner 1 as the value of string list convert from, and refreshing spinner 1, and again I am setting the value of the spinner 2 as the list string convert from. So I am using same string list for the data of both spinner, and at last I am setting the selection of spinner 2 to 1. So the selection of the first spinner will be 0, and the selection of the second spinner will be 1. And inside the spinner selection on item selected I am setting the value of the edit text 3 to 0 using a more block remove flag, and setting the value of string variable from as the value of from without flag. So by using this more block remove flag I am actually removing the flag from the items of this list string. You see here each of the items of this spinner contains its flag. So by using this more block I am removing the flag from the list string. And for the spinner 2 I am using same method but a simple difference, and here I am using remove flag 2, but for the spinner 1 I am using remove flag. So they are totally different block, but inside both of the more block the codes are same. In this spinner I am setting the value of string variable 2 as the value of 2 without flag. So let's check first the remove flag. I am using remove flag more block. I am using remove flag more block inside spinner 1. I am checking if spinner selection is 0. I am removing the flag and I am setting the value of from without flag to GBP. And inside the spinner 1 I am setting the value of string variable from as the value of this variable from without flag. And again for the remove flag 2, I'm using this more block remove flag 2 inside spinner 2. So when user selects an item from spinner 2, I'm setting the value of 2 without flag, and the value is, I have removed the flag and I have set its value manually GBP, USD, Euro, and following the same method. Okay, and inside spinner 2 on item selected, I am setting the value of string variable 2 as the value of this variable 2 without flag. So if user selects first item or selects item GBP, I am setting the value of 2 without flag as GBP. Then I am setting the string variable 2 as the value of this variable 2 without flag. Okay, then inside the event on text change, first I am setting the value of edit text 3 to 0. I am checking if edit text from equal 0. If it is 0, I am setting the visibility of load back to gone. And if it is not 0, first I am checking if the value of string variable equal and 2 equal 0. If it is 0, I will toast a message. This means if I select GBP for both spinner, it will toast a message it would send currency. But if the value of from and to not equal 0, I am setting the visibility of load back to visible, and I am changing the URL, or I am changing the API URL. First I am putting the unchanging or fixed first part of this URL. As I have said you before, this first section will never be changed. This will always be the same, but the value of base and the value of symbol will be changing. So I am setting the value of base as the value of string variable from. Then I have put the second fixed part of that API URL containing and symbols equal sign. Then I am setting the value of symbols to as the variable or as the value of string variable 2. And after that I am using network component using method get, and I am setting the URL of that network component as the value of string variable URL. So inside, so I have forgot to show you one more thing. Inside button 3, that means convert button, I am using the same method. First I am setting the text of the edit text 3 to 0. Then I am checking if the value of the edit text from equal 0. I will toast a message enter amount first. Then I am checking if from equal 0. I will toast a message if the value of from and to not equal 0. Then I will set the visibility of load back to visible, and I am changing the structure of the URL by using value of URL from and to. Then I am using the network component and setting the value of the URL as the value of string variable. So that's how we can make a currency converter app using sketchware. And the API I have shown you, it is a free API. You can use it for any purpose. Hope this will help you. Bye for now. Assalamu alaikum.